everyone, so my name is Brielle. You can call me Brie. I'm an intuitive empath. I've been reading tarot cards for about a year now, and I've been wanting to try to start a YouTube channel for a while. I am a full-time college student film major, so during the school year it might be a little hard to keep up with readings, but I felt really drawn to just do a little pick a card reading and finally start that now. Today is July 24th, 2019. These will not be date specific. This will just be the energy when you're currently reading it. So the only deck that I actually know is deck number 1 because I tried making a video earlier. I had tripod issues, so I was about to read into that one. But the other cards I just shuffled and just put them face down, so I do not see what they are. I just pre-shuffled the deck just to save some time on camera because otherwise it will take a really long time. So choose whichever deck resonates with you. There are a lot of planets in retrograde right now, so I figured, I'd do a reading, just because there's a crazy energy shift right now and there's just a lot happening. But again, not really date specific. It might apply stronger if you watch this toward the end of July of 2019 into August, but just whenever you're reading it is when it's going to resonate. My readings are not date specific. I will not predict certain dates and certain times. Sorry, I'm still a new reader. I have my Romance Angel Oracle deck on deck because they were next to me just in case any of these become love readings, and the deck that I'm using is the Shadowscape Tarot. You already see how they look like. I do refer to a couple charts. I refer to the Biddy Tarot booklet that just has the denotative meanings for all of the cards, major arcana all the way through to minor arcana, and I wrote down meanings for certain chakras because this deck has a lot of strong, powerful colors that do show chakra stuff quite often, and every once in a while I will pick up on chakras, not always, but every once in a while if I see really heavy in the colors and I feel drawn to talk about that, then it might apply to you. So without further ado, let's just begin. So we'll read pile number 1 first. Again, these are going to be general messages. Not everything will resonate with you. If it does not resonate, please feel free to choose another pile. I won't judge. I don't look. But if it doesn't resonate at all, then just click off and watch something else. Don't force anything to resonate. If it's not resonating, do not force it. You will know intuitively if it resonates with you. And if you are trying very hard to make it resonate, then that's not good. Just don't do that, okay? Don't try to force it. Don't try to force any messages to resonate. And if you do feel like something resonates but you don't want to hear the truth, then feel free to watch it when you are ready to hear it. My readings tend to be pretty positive, but of course I cannot control what shows up in the cards. So yeah, without further ado, again, the whole spiel. The minute is 3:25, so let's get started with pile 1. I will move these out of the way. Careful not to mess them up. Alright, so pile number 1, which is the clear pendulum. I made this just the other day from Hobby Lobby, but I got a clear pendulum. Alright, so yeah, so what the cards that came up for this were the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Ace of Swords in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse, and then the bottom of the deck was the 9 of Swords. So, okay. I feel there's a lot of anxiety with this group right now, whoever chose this group. You could be dealing with the masculine energy, or maybe you are the masculine energy, but just someone is on your mind, whether you're the masculine or feminine. Again, don't get hung up on gender though, and also don't get hung up on signs either, but there are 2 air signs, fire sign, and water sign, so pretty much all except for earth elements. But you could be dealing with someone who you may be wondering if they're going to come in. It could be a romantic interest or a very close type of friendship interest, but they're very flaky type of energy, very in and out. This is kind of an all talk no action card. It's it would be the knight in shining armor coming to sweep you off your feet, but I feel in the reverse, and this being the overall energy, it's just someone is not coming in, and it's probably leaving a lot of confusion. with whoever is resonating with this reading, as well as just not really knowing how to move forward. And I feel like it is bringing a lot of anxiety to the situation, like whoever's thinking about this, you know. Now let's see. Wait a second. Make sure that's clear. Alright. So yeah, again, like, I know most people that are going to watch these readings definitely will be female, and that's just how it is. So if you're a female watching this, you could be dealing with, again, a man or a masculine energy, because the Knight and the King, that's male energy. Page is like, could be male or female, young, and then Queen is female. The Knight energy is very young, like almost a man, almost to the full potential, but still kind of immature, you know, not as immature as the Page, where that's more beginning. But I feel like there is someone just in your energy that may want to kind of offer some type of like love offer, some type of connection with the Knight of Cups, but because it is in reverse, just something is going on with this person that they can't do it right now, or you're just wondering like why they aren't right now. And I'll clarify that real quick because I don't want this to sound too vague. But let's see. This person could be very jealous, very moody, or have like kind of unrealistic expectations. So maybe they're like taking a long time to come in because they're waiting for everything to be perfect, you know, but like it's not happening right now for whoever this is resonating with. Also, this is really heavy blue, so I will look at the chakra chart. So the blue chakra is the throat chakra, and in reverse that means it's out of balance. So the throat chakra, this person could be very distant, again, moody, self-righteous, very quiet, like they're not saying anything, because an imbalanced throat chakra just means you're not talking, like you're not expanding, you're not healing, you're not getting like your point across, so you're just staying silent. So you could be waiting on someone that you're romantically interested in that is just taking forever to come in. Maybe you haven't had communication with them in a long time and they're just not coming forward and you're wondering why. Also, there is a little bit of yellow, which is probably slightly out of balance because it's smaller, but the yellow is the solar plexus chakra, which talks about purpose. This could be someone who's over analytical, being very pessimistic, very skeptical about this connection you may have with them, and just kind of feeling inferior. Like they could feel like maybe they're not good enough for you, you know. They could feel like they're just not ready yet to come in. And this definitely is looking like a love reading, so I will pull from the Romance Angel Oracle deck. But let's look at the other cards. So like I said, there's just a lot of confusion right now with the Ace of Swords in reverse, because in the upright it talks about clarity and like, you know, victory, you know, just knowing what's going on. But because it is in the reverse, I feel like I really do feel like there's just not any communication going on with you and this person, pile number one. For this is heavy, like violet, purple. I kind of look at both of them, so I'll look at, because there is an indigo and a violet chakra, but indigo is a third eye chakra, which makes sense for the Ace of Swords, and it is in reverse. So someone is doubting their intuition. They have very scattered energy. Could be very inconsiderate, maybe towards another person's feelings. They could be very depressed right now, just kind of like inconsistent energy, like, you know, they have this knowledge, but they aren't, like, this Ace of Swords, that's like really brilliant, very smart, like raw power, victory, breakthrough, but in the reverse, it's just scattered, like they just don't really know what to do. So there's just not a lot of clarity. So I feel like with this being the overall energy with the Knight of Cups in reverse, I feel like whoever this person is, they maybe aren't coming in because they're waiting to kind of get the whole message. And I know from watching a lot of pick a card readings, these types of messages come out a lot. And again, with the solar plexus chakra again, you know, and then again, you know, like these are very like similar colors kind of for the chakra. Just focus my phone camera. But yeah, I feel like whoever this person is, they just don't really know what to do yet. They don't really have all the information yet, or maybe you don't, you know, again, take what resonates. It could be vice versa. It could apply to both. But whoever this person is, someone isn't coming in. Someone isn't coming in romantically. Maybe they're thinking about it, you know, they might be in their emotions about it. They might be jealous. They might think that you are talking to someone else. You know, it probably keeps them up at night. Like, they're just constantly wondering, like, what you're up to, who you're with, you know, and they just don't know how to move forward, because again, Three of Wands is about like future planning and everything. And let's see, so Three of Wands in reverse is like, yeah, obstacles to long-term goals, lack of foresight, delays. So yeah, just a lot of delayed energy right now. Now this could just be current just for this retrograde energy. Maybe it's just coming out. Maybe they really, really want to make this offer to you, or you want to make an offer to them, but you just don't really know how to move forward. Just a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety on the matter, because that is a very anxious card. Like, look at how this person just kind of watching all of these ravens, crows just kind of flying around, and like that is terrifying. And then, like, you know, they're like watching them all up there, like maybe hoping that it won't come and attack them, and there's one right on their shoulder. Like, Nine of Swords is a very anxious energy, like nightmare, staying up at night, like not really knowing like just what to do, you know. It's a really anxious energy. I will shuffle a couple more cards just to kind of clarify this a little bit. So let's see. The people who chose pile number 1, why is this person like this? Why are they moody? Why are they anxious? Why don't they know what to do? How to move forward? Six of Pentacles. And Two of Cups in reverse. Alright, so for those of you who are reading this, you may be kind of inquiring or thinking about someone that you were in a relationship with. Maybe you didn't really have a chance to be in a relationship, but there definitely is like an imbalance. There could have been a breakup. Just maybe one person, actually what I'm seeing right here with the Six of Pentacles giving, I feel like maybe one person gave more to this relationship connection than the other person did in the past, and maybe they want to come in stronger. Maybe they realize that they weren't treating you fairly, so they want to come in and make an offer, but they want to make sure that they have everything. They want to make sure that they are fully equipped to do so. They don't want to, you know, seem like a loser. I feel like they have a lot that they need to heal with this whole connection, and definitely just like some type of love connection. It could be like a twin flame. This is not a major arcana, it's just Two of Cups, so it could just generally be a relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a soul connection, but it could be if it resonates with you. But in general, I feel like maybe the two of you broke up or stopped talking, or just are in a separation phase because one person was giving more than the other person, and now maybe after a long time of thinking about it, they understand what they've done, and they want to kind of come in. So let's pull one card from the Romance Angel Oracle deck, because it's definitely turned into a love reading. So what's a potential outcome that could happen with people that are drawn to deck number 1? Spirit, deck number 1. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So yeah, I definitely feel like this person will express their love. Like, maybe they never told you that they were into you, maybe they never said anything, but I feel like they are like this knight, you know, the masculine energy, whatever. The person who wasn't giving, they probably never told you that they liked you. It was probably like you were talking, maybe crushing on one another, and they just never came forward and told you how they felt. Or maybe if you were together for a while, they were just never that affectionate. Like, they were really cold towards you, you know, like more thinking, and not really like loving. It's like only 2 cup cards, and the rest of these cards that, you know, it could have at first been like more sexual than like loving. Maybe not enough communication, or maybe like you got into fights and everything like that, you know. So this person, I feel like they really just kind of want to come in and express their love. And notice how her skirt is blue. Like, that's the throat chakra again. The throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and the root chakra. There are a lot of chakra like symbolism in this card right now. Yeah, heart chakra, obviously, it just talks about like balance and love, you know, with that. Root chakra is the first chakra. That's like safety, security. So like maybe they're going to be more courageous and offer a more stable type of connection. And then again, solar plexus chakra is like confidence, joyful, optimistic, easygoing, ambitious. That's just like the card of purpose, the chakra of purpose. So yeah, I feel like maybe pretty soon, because it does seem to be in the energy, maybe someone has been thinking a lot about this connection and what they did or what they didn't do, and maybe they really just kind of want to come in and express their love finally, you know, and tell you that they like you. or maybe both of you just have a conversation, like, you know, because like really you gotta look at maybe what were you both doing, you know, because you don't always just want to blame the other person, you know. As you grow spiritually, you start to realize like it might not have just been them, you know. So like maybe both of you at times were more giving than the other in certain aspects. You know, maybe one person offered more intellectual conversation, the other person offered more affection, the other person, you know, maybe one person gave a lot of gifts, you know, because this is about like gifts and presents and everything, prosperity, sharing the wealth and everything, you know, like just think about how it applies and resonates to your type of connection that you have. But obviously this is someone that you have unfinished business with, and again, I don't know, like because this is a general reading, a collective, I feel like maybe half of you never actually got to be in a relationship with this person. It may have just been you were talking, maybe you had a crush on them, maybe it was just sexual, whatever, just physical type of thing, and you liked each other but you never said anything. Maybe one person was giving more attention to the other and the other person was kind of acting like a player, because this also is like the fuckboy card, excuse me. But yeah, just however that resonates. So one person just wasn't giving enough, and now I feel like they probably know, like they're really moody now, and they kind of know what they lost. They're really anxious. They don't know how to move forward. They're very confused on how you're feeling, or maybe you're confused on how they're feeling, and they don't know how to move forward. Maybe they don't know how to move forward without you, or they don't know how to take the necessary steps to express their love. But I do see for whoever chose pile number 1 that whoever this person is will be telling you how they feel very soon. So thank you, pile number 1. Let me just blend that in with the deck. These cards go through so much abuse. I fell asleep on them the other day. Like some of them got like a little, not broken, but like a little bendy. I was a little upset because I never sleep on my cards, but had a long day at work, you know. Okay, so yeah, so that was pile number 1. That started at 3:25. I'll write that down and put timestamp later. Now let's go on to pile number 2. 1710. Okay. So pile number 2, the chakra bracelet. Alright, so the Hangman, 2 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and 8 of Wands. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So the Hangman is a major arcana, so this could be something that was kind of meant to happen, whatever this is. But let's just kind of see. Whoever chose pile number 2, I feel like there's something that you need to let go of. You know, there's something that could be holding you back, restricting you. Maybe, let's see. Maybe in order to move forward with whatever it is that you're thinking about, you know, I don't specifically see if this is like a love reading or not. I just see this could be more of like a spiritual type of thing. Maybe you need to forgive certain people. Maybe you need to just kind of move forward from the past, you know, like something, maybe some karmic type of energy has come up a lot, you know. If maybe in this retrograde energy, it has you feeling, you know, very emotional. Just like pile number 1, person was really emotional, but I feel like whoever picked pile number 2 during this retrograde energy, or whenever you're watching this, you know, again, this isn't really date specific, but again, if you're watching this when I upload it, it might resonate more than if you watch this like 7 months from now, you know. But I feel like whoever you are, the overall energy is maybe you are slowly letting go of something, but just there's something maybe in the past that kind of held you back, or you felt like it held you back, and you just want to kind of like surrender it. You want to get rid of that energy. You want to kind of let it go, you know, in order to move forward, because 2 of Wands is about like future planning, progress, decisions, discovery. So I feel like you may have made that decision, like I want to move forward, I want to kind of speed along this healing process and just kind of get to things much faster, because the 8 of Wands, let's focus that, the 8 of Wands is like fast moving energy. So you may again just be wanting to maybe forgive certain people. It could be a woman in your life with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It could be you. It really doesn't matter. Don't get hung up on gender, but because it is a suit, it could specifically be talking about a woman in your life. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, is imbalancing work and family commitments. So yeah, there may be some forgiveness going on with a member of your family, you know. Just a lot of grudges that you need to just kind of get rid of, not worry about anymore, not think about anymore, just kind of let it go. Let's see. I feel like there was a lot left unsaid, you know, maybe there's a lot of tension in this group with a person that you're dealing with. It could be a family member, it could be even money related, but I do feel like it's mainly about family. It's just about someone, like maybe a feminine energy in your life that you just have a lot of tension with, a lot of conflict, maybe a lot of arguments with, and maybe you kind of made the decision to be like, I'm not going to let this pull me back anymore, you know, whether that means like leaving them behind altogether and being like, you know what, we're never going to be on the same page, I just want to move out, or, you know, like, this isn't ever going to heal, I'm like, you know, they're not going to see their faults, I'm not going to see mine, you know, like, it could just be like that imbalance where like one person doesn't see their toxic traits, you know, and it, you know, I feel like maybe a few of you may be moving out, you know, maybe just kind of moving forward. You might not even really keep in contact with this person. That's really up to you if you want to do that or not. If you know, just think about if it's worth it, you know. But I feel like whoever this person is, just definitely a lot of stuff with family, you know. I just really feel like, just like maybe someone got some mommy issues, you know, like just people. And I mean, like, you know, there are a lot of times where people are fed up with family members. Like, trust me, that it's like a thing. But, you know, they will be there for you. Not everyone has family that's always there for them. Some people just have money supporting them and not enough love, or, you know, they love you all they can, but they can't support you financially, you know. But just something in this group, there's just a lot left unsaid. A lot of maybe childhood traumas, a lot of like lack of forgiveness. But I do see movement. I do see a moving out of that with the Eight of Wands. Because, yeah, Eight of Wands literally just means, like, fast movement, you know? Like, moving forward, forgive, forget, you know? I was talking about air travel, which is why I do, again, feel like you could literally just be moving out, you know, maybe to make the relationship stronger, just kind of being away from them. You know, maybe if you're younger, you could be going off to college, or if you're an adult, just buying your own place, moving out of your parents' house or whatever. Just, it doesn't have to be parents, just any family member. I feel like just you're having an issue with someone in the family, and I feel like maybe like you're looking forward, you're trying to let go, you're trying to like let go of what's holding you back, moving forward, planning for your future. You may be saving up some money, you know, maybe once your money is saved, you want to move out, you want to just have your own place so that you can be more independent, more self-sufficient. And that might actually make the relationship stronger. Let's do a couple cards for pile number 2. So pile number 2, possible family issues, want to move out. Let's play 2 cards just for clarifying. 7 of Swords and 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so, for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, there may be some type of deceptive energy, you know, if that makes any sense to you. I feel like, again, this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but I feel like for some of you, with the 7 of Swords, that's just like betrayal, deception, getting away with something, you know, stealthiness, you know. So, again, like I was saying before, maybe there's someone that you're dealing with. It could be a family member, you know, it could be a woman, it doesn't matter, but it's someone that you're dealing with that maybe has always played or should have played like a stable type of person in your life. Maybe they just don't ever own up to things that they do, you know? Like, they maybe try to flip the script on you and be like, well, I do this, I do that, you don't do anything, you know, like, just like, I feel like maybe always trying to walk away from an argument. Maybe they don't know how to handle confrontation. Again, maybe they just always try to turn things around on you and make it seem like you're in the wrong and they're not in the wrong, and that's really toxic. Everyone has their own toxic traits that they need to acknowledge. If you don't acknowledge it, that's toxic of you. and it's narcissistic, you know, like you need to know when you're in the wrong, you need to know when to shut up, you need to know when to, you know, and it doesn't matter if you're older or younger, you can't just be like, oh, I'm older, so I get to tell you what's, like, that's not fair, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter who you are, you know, you're gonna respect who you're gonna respect, you know, so I feel like whoever this person is, you know, like whoever you're dealing with, maybe there's just a lot of times where they, again, will just never own up to their own faults, you know, which kind of creates like this little lack of harmony. I kind of forgot what the 7 means, like the 7 number means, but just kind of like, I guess, stagnant is what I'm getting. Just the type of energy, again, where they just really just never want to own up to their bullshit, you know, it's like really kind of messed up, and I feel like you might be releasing that burden, again, with either moving out or maybe just having like a heart-to-heart conversation or something. The 10 of Wands in reverse is, you know, it's like avoiding responsibility, taking on too much. So it might be to a point where you're like, you know, I've held these burdens on my back for so long, and I'm tired of it, I'm taking on too much. This deceptive energy has been too much for me. I just need to leave, I need to let it go, I need to move forward for my own health, for my own sanity, you know, and you just want to kind of move forward from this person, from this connection, from this energy. And honestly, good luck to you if you do that, if you decide to do that. And then let's just pull, this doesn't look like a romance type of reading, but this could also just apply to any relationship, so let's just see what happens here. But let's find a card in the Romance Angel Oracle deck that can apply to deck number 2 and this issue with family and deceptive energy, karmic type of situation. Okay. I got, this could be the one in reverse. So, upright, it's like you've already met the romantic partner that you seek, but the fact that it's in reverse, maybe, I'm not picking up for some of you, if this isn't like family thing, it could just be a relationship that you were in for a really long time, and maybe you always thought that they were the one for you. Maybe you always thought that you'll never find anyone better, and maybe they cheated on you, they deceived you, you know, maybe it was really stressful for you, and you almost felt like you were stuck, like as if you couldn't move forward, as if you couldn't do anything else about it. But like, you don't have to stay in a relationship just because, like, you don't have to. So, you know, there may have been a lot of moments where you felt like, oh, this could be the one, this could be the one, like, you know, I don't, even though they treat me terribly, you know, they're the one for me, you know, it doesn't matter. You can be married to someone for like 20 years and then realize you don't want to be with them anymore. You're not tied to anybody. Sometimes even family is toxic, and if you need to be away from them, you need to be away from them. But this could be, again, for some of you, again, I really do strongly feel like for a lot of you, this could just be a family member in general. But I feel like for some of you, this definitely is some type of romantic connection where you always felt like they were the one for you, and it turns out they're not, you know, like they really are just very toxic people, and you just don't want to put up with that energy anymore. So I feel like I see you kind of swiftly leaving for your own good. Okay. That was pretty intense. Okay, thank you. Pile number 2. That was 1710. The first one was 350. Actually, I'm gonna write that down real quick because I just want to be able to put the timestamps down for everyone when they're watching it. And pile number 2 should have clicked off by now. Pile number 3 will know exactly where to go because I will direct you. Okay, so pile 1 was 350. Pile 2 is 1710. I'll double check that. I'm pretty sure that was 1710 and 350. I should have written that down a while ago. Alright, but anyway, whatever. Whoever already skipped off their reading probably not going to see this, so it doesn't matter. Well, let's move on to pile number 3. I personally always love pile number 3. This is a pile I always end up choosing, but pile number 3, rose quartz pendulum, one I made at Michael's, the necklace chain, looks kind of ratchet, the thing kind of broke, so I made the other one that you saw the first pile, but it was fun while it lasted, whatever. But yeah, so let's just write that down. So pile 3, 29, Alright. Yeah, so 2950, whatever. Pile number 3, rose quartz pendulum. Okay. So let's see. You have 5 of swords in reverse, 5 of wands in reverse, the lovers in reverse, and the world in reverse. Damn, okay. You got 2 5s and 2 major arcanas. This definitely is a love connection. It could be a soulmate or twin flame connection that you are dealing with, but I feel like it is in separation. You are not together right now, maybe not even speaking right now. There might be a lot of competition going on with this person, or at least you feel like it is. Maybe you feel like you have to compete for their attention, etc., etc. Let's look at this 5 of swords in reverse. Yeah, open to change, past resentment. So yeah, it could be this could literally be speaking to past life resentment. Like maybe it's this person, you were involved in a past life with them, and maybe things just did not really go well. Things did not work out well in your favor with this person in the past life, or just in the recent past if you were in a relationship with them, or maybe you were talking with them, but maybe they kind of broke your heart, and maybe just a lot of things were left unsaid. I do see like lack of closure, unfinished business with the world card in reverse. Like a cycle has not been completed with this person, and because it is a lack of harmony. This is also Gemini energy, but again, I don't always pay attention to the signs. That is an energy that I'm seeing, because the lovers is Gemini, but it doesn't have to be. But if that relates to anybody, it could be a Gemini, there could be a Gemini involved, it could be like a karmic or whatever. Don't get hung up on the signs though. Again, I don't really read the signs. 5 of wands in reverse. Conflict avoidance, increased focus on goals. So maybe like you could be mirroring each other, like again, because I do feel like this could be like a soul connection, a spiritual connection, because the lovers is the major arcana and it's in reverse. But like I feel like this is like a love connection that's supposed to happen, but it just hasn't happened yet, or there's some friction right now. There is a lack of harmony and imbalance in love at the moment, but I do feel like, yeah, this could be like a love soulmate, twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine connection to whoever's connecting with this reading. So you're dealing with some type of soul connection that definitely is not together right now. You're in separation. There is a lack of closure. You maybe got into an argument. Maybe you're very resentful. Maybe someone went off and got into a third party relationship. Maybe they put you in one. Maybe they involved you in a type of love triangle. Maybe maybe you feel like you're competing with someone else. Again, you could be competing with a karmic. You could be competing with other lovers, or maybe it could just be both of you feeling like this jealous type of energy where it's like, oh, so many people, like you could be really hot. They could be like, oh, so many people might like them, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to approach them. I don't know how to talk to them, and just that type of energy. But yeah, I feel like on one hand, because like it's funny because this literally means open to change and past resentment at the same time in reverse. So I feel like it could be split in half. So maybe half of you watching this are just like, I'm ready to kind of give this a chance. I'm ready to close out some cycles and start anew. Like I'm open to change. I really want like to give this person a chance, but at the same time I still can't forgive them for what they did. It's 3333 on the recording right now as I'm watching that, so if 3 resonates with you, pay attention to that. That's mind, body, and spirit. But yeah, so definitely this could be like a type of soul connection. But yeah, I just feel like whoever you're dealing with, there definitely is a lot of past resentment with this person, just a lot of unfinished business with them. You don't really know kind of what to do, but that's just the energy right now. Again, it could be, if you're watching this during retrogrades, just a lot of emotions are coming up right now. I feel like there's a lot of emotions. Like the first reading would seem to be more about like surface level love, like more 3D realm love. This is more 5D love. But the first deck was about like someone being really moody, jealous, not knowing how to move forward, blah blah. The second reading was more like family, whether it's a marriage or just a family member that's very like deceptive, or very like kind of resentful towards them too. And now we have this being kind of resentful with a love connection. So I feel like maybe a few of you haven't fully grown during this whole connection. You need to focus on yourself. That's a whole part of like a soul connection, divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flame, soulmate, whatever. You need to focus on yourself and not your twin. So, you know, like, work out what you need to work out, keep moving forward, you know, 5, 5, 10 completion, you know, you need some kind of closure, and you can like wait on the connection to happen, but don't be so resentful, because you could be pushing that energy onto that other person and just kind of keeping it from moving forward. You may be avoiding this situation altogether. Like you're probably just like, yeah, I would like to see something happen with this. I know there's a lot of unfinished business with this person. I feel a strong pull to them. I want to connect with them, but I do feel resentment towards them. But it might all be in your head. Like, you know, for some of you, it might be like, what exactly did they do? You know, like, really ask yourself, like, what happened? Like, if you weren't official, whatever, because these type of soul connections, you could feel as if you're in a relationship with them, but in reality, you're not yet. You know, you're not yet. So you might be upset maybe because they put you in a third party situation, you know, but that's just projecting right now. But like, you know, it could just be like very in your head, maybe because you haven't spoken to them in a long time, maybe you're drawing a lot of conclusions in your head, thinking, oh, well, they did this, they did that, but it's like, no, seriously, what did they actually do, and what's in your head? So, like, you know, don't be so in the past and just having all this resentment toward this person. Like, really ask yourself, what did they do? What did you do? Does it matter? Will it be fixed? Whatever. There might be a reconciliation in the near future. If it's a soulmate connection, and specifically the lovers, then I do feel like you guys will come back together eventually, because soulmates, you know, especially with the lovers just coming up like this, you are meant to be together romantically, but it will take longer than you think, you know, unless we get a part of this is like very soon. But I feel like in the meantime, try not to think about it too much. Focus on your own goals, focus on your own spiritual growth, your own job, your own, again, goals, dreams. Just focus on yourself right now. Don't focus too much about this connection and hoping that there will be closure, because there will be. It will close out, and it will close out beautifully for you, you know, because this major arcana is something that's supposed to happen, and whatever this separation phase is, it was a phase in a connection that was supposed to happen. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle that's almost over, but you need to do your own healing. You need to do the work. Don't be so caught up with that other person. I'll pull some cards, some more cards. So water and 2 cards on messages for column number 3. Column number 3, spiritual type of connection, soulmate connection. That's 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and 9 of Swords. Pile 1 got 9 of Swords also, but that was in the initial deck. Let's see, so 7 of Pentacles in reverse, accompanied with the 9 of Swords. Just 1 second. It's Earth energy. So yeah, 7 of Pentacles is lack of long-term vision, limited success and rewards. So I feel like, I feel like, again, you're probably not even talking to this person right now. So because you have no idea what's going on, like you can't even get a clear picture of what's happening, it's making you really anxious, and that's making you draw all these conclusions about them, be like, oh, they're not shit, oh, fuck them, I don't want to deal with them, I hate them, they suck. But it's like, what did they do? You know, like, what exactly did they really do? You know, so I feel like you're drawing a lot of conclusions because you haven't gotten any instant gratification right now. Like, nothing has actually happened in real life with you and this person. So, like, you really have no idea what's going on, because this whole thing so far has been very, like, non-successful. So I just feel like whoever's drawn to pile number 3, because nothing has been happening with you and this person, you're drawing a lot of conclusions. You know, don't focus on your own self. This is a cycle. It will close out, whether they're with a karmic or whatever. It will close out. Don't worry. Trust me. I resonate with pile 3. I always resonate with pile 3. So trust me. I'm literally, I'm calling myself out right now. Like, I'm calling myself out right now. But whoever else is drawn to pile 3, just focus on yourself. even though nothing's happening right now, that doesn't mean it's never going to happen. You know, don't get too anxious about it. Don't give yourself nightmares over it because nothing's happening, because there could be things happening in the background. There could be things that are actually happening like behind closed doors, you know, whether with their connection or your connection with them, whatever. Just don't get too worked up about it because nothing's physically happening right now. Again, don't worry about the instant gratification. Something will happen eventually, but you need to let this cycle end. You need to let it kind of come into a completion. All right, and then this reading is so long, but I did about like 10 minutes for each reading. And we'll just pull a Romance Angel Oracle deck for pile number 3, Soulmate Connection, Twin Flame Divine Connection. Number 3. Just a jumper. Okay. So that showed up, and then like the cards kind of hit it for a second, and then that card flew out. So the other decks did not get 2 cards for the Romance Angel Oracle deck, but like definitely kind of tying into like what I was kind of saying. I feel like, you know, focus on yourself. You may be waiting a lot for this, you know, because I know for 7 of Pentacles, that's about like waiting to pick your fruit, like waiting for the harvest. And because it's not happening right now, there's like a limited success, nothing's happening, you're drawing your own conclusions. Stop that. You know, like take your energy off this person. Stop thinking about them so much, you know, like because you don't want to have like this obsessive addictive type of mentality with this person, you know, like the codependency, it could just be addiction to that person. Like maybe you're constantly thinking about them and you just don't really know what to do, you don't know how to move forward. Just stop thinking about them so much. Worry about yourself, worry about your own life, you know, and also don't draw your own conclusions and hate this person, because it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I feel like this really is a true connection that you have with this person, but right now you are going through a karmic cycle. You know, again, they could be with a karmic, like a third party person, or just again a type of toxic karmic energy while in separation. But I feel like you're definitely just left alone with your thoughts, which is driving you insane. It's giving you a lot of anxiety, and you're just sitting here like, when are they coming? When are they coming back? When are they coming back? When are they coming back? They haven't come. Oh, fuck them. It's like, stop worrying so much about them, because again, it's just very codependent energy. And you know if this is resonating with you or not. If it's not, then go. If it's not, pick another deck. But you know if this is resonating with you or not. So just, if you are in this connection, I understand it is like crazy, it's confusing, you almost feel them in your energy, you know, you're constantly thinking about them, constantly worrying about what they're doing, but don't, or try not to worry too much. Just focus on yourself. It's safe for you to love. It's also safe for you to love yourself. You know, don't sit here hating yourself. That's the message I'm getting right now. Don't sit here hating yourself, feeling like, oh my god, like, wow, my soulmate doesn't even love me. You know, like, just don't worry about that right now. Just let things happen how they're supposed to happen. Let it unfold how it's supposed to unfold. Don't have that codependent type of energy. You know, this is a safe connection. It is safe for you to love when the time comes for you to love. But right now, you just gotta wait for it. You know, you're not waiting in vain. Just remember that you're not waiting in vain. But you need to just let the cycle end how it's supposed to end. Let it close how it's going to close. I'm gonna blend that in. You know, just don't worry. That happens. Don't worry too much about the connection right now. You know, obviously you're gonna think about it, but don't have like negative, hateful energy toward the other person, because energetically it could just kind of push them away. But thank you, pile 3. Now let's move on to pile number 4. Alright, so 44 minutes. 444. Pile 4. 44 minutes, give or take, because I just talked to that. Whoever chose pile number 4, Evil Eye, at 44 minutes, 444. Alright, let's see. We have Page of Swords in reverse, King of Wands, the Chariot in reverse, and the Star in reverse. Okay, so just like pile number 3, we have 2 major arcanas, Wands and Swords And Page of Swords is the overall energy, so let's look at that. So Page of Swords in reverse. This is all talk, no action, haste, undelivered promises. So whoever resonates with pile number 4, I feel like maybe this could be your energy. Maybe you made a vow or a type of promise, like even if it's just to yourself. Maybe you're like, by now I should have done this, I should have done that, you know, whether it was with a person or, you know, whatever. But I feel like that hasn't happened yet. I feel like there's still a lot of healing work that you need to do. I feel like you may be losing hope with this whole situation. It could be a connection. I know sometimes the way how the decks come out, they kind of match, you know, so this might end up being like the other's perspective of pile number 3, you know, like one could be the masculine, one could be the feminine, you know, whatever. That always resonates with me a lot. But for pile number 4, yeah, with the Star card in reverse, I feel like there definitely is that sense of like hopelessness and despair. Like maybe something happened that kind of shook up the table, maybe caused a lot of drama in your life, in the type of situation that you're in. Again, it doesn't specifically say what if it's like a love connection or whatever. A lot of my readings tend to end up being some type of love or relationship connection, but it doesn't have to be. But I feel like while this isn't necessarily the overall energy, they are major arcanas. So yeah, lack of faith, despair, discouragement. I feel like maybe because of an undelivered promise, whether made by you or someone else, or maybe like almost spiritually, maybe your guides, or maybe you're trying really hard to kind of trust your gut and you're feeling like, oh, this was supposed to happen. I thought this was going to happen. I was trying to manifest something. I was trying to make this happen, but it didn't happen yet. I'm really disappointed because it's just undelivered promises. It, like, you know, I kept feeling like, oh, this was going to happen, but my gut kept telling me this was going to happen and never happened, you know. That sounds so vague, but if you resonate with it, then you know what I'm talking about. And also, this is like 2 purples, like violet. This is more indigo. So indigo is the third eye chakra. It's in reverse. So doubt of intuition, scattered, inconsiderate, depressed. So yeah, I feel like your third eye chakra is out of line right now. For whoever chose pile number 4, I only read like chakra for just like 2 decks, you know. But yeah, so for pile number 4, I feel like you're just very like scattered right now. Maybe you feel like you're the one being inconsiderate, maybe you feel like someone else is being inconsiderate, but I feel like you could just be kind of in your emotions right now. You're not really trusting your intuition at all, you know. And like this is the realm of thought with the swords, realm of thoughts and communication. So I really do feel like, this might sound crazy, you know, but I feel like for those of you, you could be like almost communicating with a spiritual guide, you know, and maybe like, yeah, your intuition, your gut feeling is telling you that something should have happened by now and it hasn't happened yet, or maybe it's like, oh, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen, but it didn't yet, and I'm really nervous, I'm scared, like, you know, my intuition's betraying me. Like, I really do feel like this is the yin to pile number 3's yang, you know. Like, I really feel like that could resonate a lot. Also, you know, you could watch pile number 3 to get insight on the other person, if that, you know, if you are connecting with someone maybe on a spiritual type of level. And also, I feel like pile number 1 might resonate with you a lot too. Pile number 2 is kind of a standalone. Yeah, pile number 2 seems more like a karmic reading. Pile number 1, too, also seems like a more youthful type of love connection, not like a spiritual, not like really long term, but like a little breakup type of thing. And then piles 3 and 4 seem to be a lot of like spiritual connection, spiritual healing, a lot of work to do. But sorry, I'm like let me like actually look at the other cards though. So yeah, King of Wands, I feel like whoever's reading this is a masculine energy, could be fire energy, does not have to be. The Star is Aquarius and the Chariot is Cancer. So yeah, you have air, 2 air signs, fire sign, water sign. You could have water sign somewhere in your chart, air sign somewhere in your chart. These cards, like minor arcana, I don't really pay much attention to the signs, but again, Aquarius and Cancer are the 2 cards you're thinking about. I think we're still in Cancer season too. which is literally during this whole retrograde right now. So if you're reading this right now during Cancer season, or you might be reading this during Aquarius season, also Aquarius, the year of the Aquarius, I think is 2020, and that's causing a lot of people to find their soulmate connections and all that too, and that just kind of came out. So yeah, this could be the type of spiritual connection you have with someone, but whatever. I'm trying to make this reading too long. It's gonna be about an hour long. But so yeah, King of Wands in the upright. This could be your energy. King of Wands is like a natural born leader, visionary, entrepreneur, honor. You know, it could be someone that's very popular, someone who I just feel like very, very masculine type of energy. Like they're like the warrior, you know, like look at that. He looks like he's ready to kind of go into battle, you know. The King of Wands, he knows what he wants, you know. King of Wands knows what he wants. He's very powerful. Like, honestly, like BDE, like when I think of King of Wands, I kind of think of like Leo energy, you know, because like, but then in the reverse, it's kind of more like Aries energy, so it really just depends on you, but that is a fire sign. When I think of Sagittarius, I think more like feminine energy. King of Wands, again, it's someone who's like, I know what I want, you know, like almost like the Emperor, but like a step down, you know, because the Emperor, that's major arcana, that is Aries. But yeah, King of Wands, that's minor arcana, but it is a very masculine energy, very hot and heavy, like, you know, type of like big dick energy, you know, excuse my language, but just someone who like could be a little full of himself sometimes, you know, but just someone who is just like flat, like, I know exactly what I want, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but then like you may have been saying this, but they're undelivered promises, like I was saying, you have not come in yet, you didn't do anything yet. You know, like maybe you know exactly what you want, but it hasn't really gone your way, and it, you know, it's kind of disappointing you. This is like a lack of control and direction and aggression. So I feel like maybe it's someone who, again, this really does feel like Emperor energy, which is the divine masculine. But I feel like whoever's resonating with this, you're probably very used to things going your way. You're probably very used to having control over a situation, but you need to realize you can't control this. If this is like a spiritual type of connection, a spiritual growth, you have no control over this, okay? It's going to happen how it's going to happen, okay? You need to let go of your ego, because King of Wands definitely can be very egotistical again. That's why I picked up Leo. Very egotistical sign. You don't have to be Leo, but that's just the energy. Like, you could have fiery elemental personality, even if that's not your personality or not your element. You might have that energy, you might have that heavy in your chart, but I feel like whoever picked pile number 4, you lost control of this situation, you know? You lost control of the situation, things did not go your way, maybe you were really hasty with it, maybe you really tried to control things and manipulate things to go exactly how you planned, but it's not happening that way. And now you're kind of losing hope for it because it didn't go how you planned, you know, like it's been really disappointing for you because you wanted it to happen a certain way, but you're realizing you can't control shit. You cannot control it. You know, that's just what I'm picking up. I feel like you slowly have to heal. You have to heal that ego, because ego is the killer of love. If this is a romantic type of connection, it could be. Again, it doesn't have to be. I'm not necessarily seeing a specific love connection, but I do see it is spiritual. And a lot of the readings that I do tend to be about romance and everything. And I'll pick up a card and see, because it could be a few of you that resonate with that. You know, this is a general reading for a lot of people. But I feel like you are so focused on trying to make things go your way that you in a way kind of fuck things up, you know, and like it will come back around, it will heal, but you need to kind of give it a chance to heal. You can't be over here trying so hard to control the situation. Just leave it alone, because the more you try to control it, you know, the more you try to control how things happen and the way they're going to happen, spirit is going to fight with you. Like, do not try to have a match with the universe, okay? Do not try to get even with spirit, okay? Because they are stronger, they are bigger than you, and like, you know, obviously the spirit is always here to help, but they will sit you down really fucking fast. Like, sorry for cursing, but like they will give you a reality check so fast if you're over here before you just cutting the deck, I see the Magician, just manifesting. You may be a really heavy manifester, and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, this could be a love connection, but let's just wait for that if it comes back up. You know, that was just me splitting the deck. But yeah, so pile number 4. What exactly are they losing control over? What exactly are they losing hope over? 7 of Wands. What is pile number 4 losing hope over? What are they losing control over? Strength in reverse, which is, that's Leo as well. So yeah, again, I feel like whoever's reading this, you could be a Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo, you could have Leo somewhere in your chart, you know. You could do CoStar astrology, like the CoStar app. You just plug in your birthday and all that. If you know the time you were born, that will tell you your entire birth chart. You can do cafe astrology. If I remember, I'll put that in my bio or my bio description, so you can like look into that, whatever. But yeah, because I felt strong Leo from this card, so I feel like you could be a Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo, just heavy Leo in your chart. But let's see what seems to be bothering you. The 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, challenge, competition, and perseverance. And the Strength card in reverse is weakness, self-doubt, and lack of self-discipline. I feel like you have a lot of trouble waiting. I feel like you can be a very impatient person. Again, you want what you want when you want it. This is heavy, like solar plexus energy. You might have too much solar plexus energy, like about purpose and like just wanting, you know, being like, this was meant for me, blah, blah, I want this now, you know, very confident, but to a point where almost cocky, very egotistical. And I'm really sorry for calling you out if you're in pile 4, you know, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I do feel like whoever's resonating with this deck, I feel like you just like, your biggest weakness is waiting. Your biggest weakness is patience, you know. You may be very jealous. There may be, again, with competition, you may be, like I said, you may be trying to compete with the universe. Stop doing that. You cannot compete with the universe, okay? No matter what you try, they are bigger than you, they are stronger than you, they know your every move because they are spirit, you know. And I might sound like a crazy person saying that, but like, it's the truth. And if you're watching this reading, you probably know a little bit about that, unless you just decided to randomly watch this. But stop trying to control whatever it is you're trying to control. Leave it alone. Okay, just leave it alone. Stop trying to compete with the universe. Stop trying to manipulate things, okay? You lost control because you're not meant to control what's happening right now. This is a spiritual growth. You're probably used to controlling things in your life, but this specific instance, you cannot control. I definitely feel like this is some spiritual thing. You have 3 major arcana cards. This is definitely something involving a spiritual growth, whether it is a soulmate connection with someone, which it could be, because that's a lot of times where, like, you know, all of your good and bad traits, like your shadow side, is being brought out. But I feel like I feel like whoever picked pile number 4, you struggle a lot with your ego. Again, ego is the killer of love. That phrase keeps coming up. I kept thinking that phrase, honestly, for the past couple weeks, so I feel like I was meant to tell you this. Ego is the killer of love. Stop trying to fight what's meant to happen. Stop trying to fight life cycles, spiritual growth. Stop trying to fight it. You cannot fight the universe. The fact that this card literally talks about competition and perseverance, you are trying to battle someone that has more on their side. Look at that. Look at that. You have this, like, what is that, a raccoon? What is that, like a wolf? You have this little, like, gray creature by itself trying to fight off a pack of foxes. 3, mind, body, spirit, like, literally. You are trying to fight something higher than you. Look, it's like decorated. It has more knowledge than you. It has more wisdom than you. It has more power than you. It has a lot backing up. This has literally the universe is on its side. Okay, this is spirit, and that is you. This is spirit, and that is you. You are trying to fight the universe. You are trying to fight your spiritual growth. You cannot do that. Okay? You cannot do that. Stop trying to do that. Stop waiting for things to happen when you think they're supposed to happen, okay? Okay, spirit does not have a timetable, okay? And they're not going by your time clock. They're not going by your watch. You need to wait. You need to be more patient. You need to learn, if anything, self-control and stop trying to control everything else, okay? And I'm picking up, this could be, even though there's no earth energy in this could be like a Virgo, you know, someone who really always likes to have control over something. It could be an Aries, and definitely could be Cancer, Aquarius, or Leo. You know, you could have these placements somewhere in your chart, you know. Again, it is Cancer season, I think, still about to be Leo season. You know, so you may be dealing with this for like the next few months, maybe into Virgo season, maybe. It could be something that could have been happening since Aquarius season, whether this year, last year, whatever. Aquarius season is like late June into February, I think. Yeah, late June into February is Aquarius season. So yeah, it could be January, late January into February is Aquarius season. So it could have been something that you've been dealing with since like January, February. It could be this year, last year, whatever. Just whatever resonates with you. You could be an Aquarius, you could be a Cancer, you could be a Leo, or just something involving these seasons. Maybe you're going to be dealing with this growth for now, and then maybe something will happen for you. Maybe like your healing will fully come into fruition, like in Aquarius season. Whatever resonates with you, you know. Take it how you want, but all I'm saying is I feel like you're trying way too hard to fight what's meant to happen. Whether you like it or not, you need to let it happen and stop trying to fight it. Now, we are now into an hour. Let me just pull from the Romance Angel Oracle deck, just because I pull that for every deck, you know, either to give you a completely unrelated love thing. Sometimes they just have general messages that can apply to anything, but deck 4. Let's pull a card for deck 4, whatever they're dealing with, the spiritual growth and relinquishing control, you know. Deck 4. Potential outcome, what does deck 4 need to know? Honeymoon in reverse. I will pull a clarifier card for that. I've only done it for pile 3, and well, pile 3 came out, but for this one I really just want to clarify that. Okay, that's funny. Alright, well, I was looking for one card, and then like 3 cards came out. That's a lot. But yeah. Ironically, I think this is the same card that pile 1 got, and like I was saying, this definitely felt a lot like pile 1. Even though the messages were different, it felt almost the same. I don't know why. So yeah, you might want to watch pile 1 if you want to, but express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. But that was clarifying honeymoon in reverse. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Here's what I'm thinking. Because it's in reverse, holiday time, I think of that as like, you know, a break. I feel like, again, this could be along with pile number 3. You could be in separation with someone, like a spiritual connection, a love connection. You could be in separation with somebody, and you know, like, maybe you're out of the honeymoon phase. Maybe you never got to that phase yet. I mean, maybe you long for that to happen. Maybe it's on the horizon, because it is in reverse. It's like pay close attention to it. I feel like you're going to get your big break soon. And then pay attention to the red flags. That's also in reverse. The signs are cautioning you. This being in reverse with express your love and honeymoon, I feel like it could be more positive than negative, you know? I feel like in this case, pay attention to the red flags in reverse. Could be like, pay attention to signs and synchronicities, okay? Like, look at this. The timestamps. Oof, the timestamps. Pile number 4 officially started at 44 minutes, okay? So if you're seeing 444, because it's pile 4 at 44 minutes, if you're seeing 444, pay attention to that. Look up what that means. I always have like a picture chart that shows what numbers mean, but that's on my phone, and I'm recording on my phone, so I can't really pull it up right now, but I mean, I don't know, again, just look it up. Like, whenever you see synchronized numbers on a clock, you know, 111, 222, 333, 444, you might see 444 a lot. It could be on your license number, you know, it could be like just the number on the clock you always see, you know, maybe you always send a text message at 444, maybe, I don't know. just 444. Like 4 definitely seems to be a very significant number to you, and that is the Emperor number. You know, in the Major Arcana, and the Emperor is the divine masculine. So, yeah, you could see 444 a lot. If you chose number 4, that could be like your magic number. It could be your lucky number where you get the most divine messages. But whenever you see synchronized numbers, not just 444, so again, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555. If you see 666 somewhere, that's not the devil, you know. You're not going to see it on the clock, obviously, but if you see it anywhere else, like the number 66 on like a jersey or whatever, look up those numbers. 77, 88. Also on the clock, 1010, 1111, which is a twin flame number, or 1212. With numerology, if you have double digit numbers, you just add the 2 numbers and then until you get a single number. So like 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. You know, so 12 is really 33, you know? But that type of thing. So, just like pay attention to that. If you start seeing synchronized numbers a lot, you know, I really feel like pay attention to the red flags and all this healing work and everything. You know, again, I feel like you might be trying to fight a connection. You may be trying to fight the waiting for a connection to fully come into completion or you know, come towards you, because maybe it's still on the horizon but hasn't actually approached you yet and you're waiting on it. But again, pay attention to those signs. Pay attention to synchronized numbers. So whenever you see a synchronized number literally anywhere, if there's a specific number that you always see, and again, I strongly feel like whoever is watching this deck probably sees 444 a lot. Or 4444. You probably see the number 4 synchronized all the time. So, sorry, it's like I just burped. So that could be a confirmation though. But whenever you see synchronized numbers, just like pull out your phone, go on Google or Bing or whatever the hell you do, and just search angel number You know, just angel number 333, angel number 444. Trust me, there are a million websites, a million like just images. Just search up what that number means. Just, again, as long as you type in angel number, if it repeats in 3s, it's an angel number. You know, 3s and 4s is an angel number, you know. If it's by itself, don't pay that much attention to it, but if it's double or triple or quadruple ever, then start paying attention to those numbers. Pay attention to signs, pay attention to monarch butterflies, or if a random white feather flies in your face. Pay attention to, also on the clock, 911 is Archangel Michael's number. 7-Eleven, you know, pay attention to those numbers, pay attention to those synchronicities, and when you see them often, just pick out your phone for 2 seconds, look it up, and see what it means, because it's a message. Also pay close attention to whatever it was you were thinking about when you saw those numbers, and if you see them really often, because it's not a coincidence. If you are always seeing these numbers, you need to pay attention to it. You can't keep fighting it. You need to acknowledge it, you need to embrace it, just let yourself see these numbers and stop trying to doubt any type of connection that you have with a person or any type of spiritual growth. But these two being related to love, I feel like, again, you could be dealing with like a spiritual, like a soulmate twin flame connection. So again, you could be the other half of pile number 3, whoever resonates with pile number 3. Like, you could be the divine masculine, they could be the divine feminine. Don't get hung up on gender. You know, it could physically be two guys, 2 girls, a guy and a girl. It doesn't matter. Divine masculine, feminine, that's just the energy, you know. But everyone has a divine feminine energy and a divine masculine energy, and 2 souls make one. So just the other half of your soul is with someone else, you know. So it could be the divine feminine. But yeah, I feel like you could be dealing with a spiritual connection, and maybe you're fighting it, maybe not even fighting it, maybe you're just getting really impatient with it actually happening for you. Like, maybe you're fully aware of it and you know what's happening, but you're like, when is this supposed to be happening? Like, maybe spirit is, maybe like they're coming to you in your dreams, is what I'm picking up. Maybe you're constantly communicating with this person telepathically without realizing it. They could be coming to you in your dreams. You could be talking to spirit, you know, without even realizing it. And you could just have this intuitive gut feeling of being like, oh yeah, it's going to happen for me. But then you're over here getting impatient because you're like, well, when the hell is it going to happen? But it's like, just wait. You still need to do the work. It's not just going to fall into your lap, you know? Like I told pile 3, you need to focus on yourself and your own growth, because part of this connection is you focus on yourself, not on your twin. Focus on your own growth, your own spiritual growth, your own spiritual path, so that when you come together, it's a stronger connection. There's a reason why you're not both together yet. okay? There's a reason why, because there's healing that needs to be done, okay? If you were perfectly already healed and ready to go, then you would have gotten together. You know, that's like highest level soulmate. You're fully healed, so that the second you meet, you get together, you stay together. But most times, you will meet your soulmate, your twin flame. You'll meet them, but you won't be together for a lot longer because it starts to trigger you, and that starts to bring out the connection in itself. So yeah, that was a really strong message for me. So again, I feel like pile 3 and pile 4 probably are both going through spiritual soul connection. Pile 1 could just be a regular type of relationship, nothing spiritual, just like a superficial type of 3D realm relationship. It could be a karmic relationship, whatever. Pile 2 definitely felt like a karmic relationship, and then 3 and 4 seems like more like a divine connection. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you pile 4. This was my first pick a card video. It's very long. I wasn't trying to make it this long, but I have the timestamp so you can just skip right to your reading. Thank you, and I hope to do more of these. It was actually really nice and relaxing for me to do these readings, and take care. Happy retrograde if you're watching it during now, but again, this is not really date specific, so whenever you're watching this. But just have a good one.